sorry.
Dr. Couples, you determined that Jesse is a psychopath.
That is correct.
And you determined this using the PAIJ system.
Yes, that's correct.
However, the system is traditionally designed for children between the ages of 12 and 16.
Yes, that is the age that the test is designed for.
However, on the day of the accident, Jesse was 11 years old.
Yes, she was.
And yet, the evidence that you collected in today's case was before Jesse was 12.
Correct.
You interviewed Jesse's former teachers,
Yes,
those who taught Jesse before she was 12 years old.
that is correct.
You interviewed Jesse's former babysitters,
Yes.
again babysitters who watched her before she was 12 years old.
Yes, they did.
Some who watched her when she was as young as 5 years old.
Correct.
Would you be able to name any of the teachers or babysitters that you interviewed for your evidence in today's case?
Yes, some of the babysitters were Vanessa Sullivan, as well as Haley Floyd and Cameron Poole. Now, some of the teachers I interviewed were J.C. Longstreet and several others.
And you interviewed Jesse's former classmates
Yes, I did.
before she was 12 years old.
Yes.
Therefore, all of the evidence that you've collected in today's case was before Jesse was in the age range that is applicable for the PAIJ test.
I did, yes.
There is much disagreement in the psychological community about using terms such as psychopath to refer to a child.
Some disagreement.
In fact, there is uncertainty towards the accuracy of diagnosing a child with psychopathy.
Again, some.
And yet, you diagnosed 11-year-old Jesse with psychopathy.
Yes, I did.
And you've never spoken to Jesse.
No, in fact, it was you, counselor, who would not allow me to do so.
But you would agree it poses some challenges to try to diagnose a psychological condition without ever having meeting the person that you were trying to diagnose?
It poses some challenges, however, in my field of work, it is not uncommon to not have access to the patient itself.
You never spoke to Hayden Duran.
No, again, I tried to contact Ms. Duran, however, she would not speak with me.
But again, it poses some certain challenges to try to diagnose a child with a psychological condition without having meet the parents of that child.
Again, some challenges, but not uncommon.
Let's move on to your PAIJ system. This system uses a scoring scale of 0 to 20.
That is correct.
And the minimum score to diagnose someone with psychopathy is 12.
Yes.
You gave Jesse a 12.
The test gave Jesse a 12.
And yet, had you scored Jesse a single point less on any of the categories, she would not have been able to be classified as a psychopath.
That is correct.
You were compensated for your work in today's case.
I'm a busy person. I compensate for all the work I do.
And you charge an hourly rate of $500 an hour.
I do, yes.
You worked 92 hours in today's case,
Yes.
with an additional 20 hours.
Correct.
And you are being paid $10,000 for your testimony today.
Yes, I am.
So the parks have paid you a total of $66,000.
That is correct.
And your testimony today is that Jesse is a psychopath.
My testimony today is that on August 18th, Jesse Duran exhibited psychopathic tendencies and could have intentionally harmed Sydney Park.
Thank you. No further questions, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Lee. I'm going to redirect Mr.